Hi, I'm Eric, and this is Adventures in Golf. For this episode, we came to Morocco, and all I can really say is that rarely have my expectations been exceeded when visiting a place. I can't wait for you to see this episode.
On our latest adventure, we're traveling to Morocco, a North African country that's history with golf dates back to 1914 with the Royal Tangiers Club. It was Tangiers, along with two additional clubs, that would represent golf in Morocco for the next 50 years. It wasn't until the late 60s that King Hassan II, a huge golfing enthusiast, would commission American golf architect Robert Trent Jones to design Royal Golf Dar Es Salam, inspiring a new era for golf in the country. Opened in 1971 on a 1,000-acre site, the 45-hole course was the largest in the kingdom, and it's the first stop on our trip.
Yeah, Benjamin, architecte parcours vert. Merci.
Joining us today is golf course designer Benjamin Warren.
What were you saying about the security here and why it's a little bit more intense?
This is the Royal Golf Club right here. The Royal family members play a lot of golf here.
Ben is extremely familiar with this course because he was brought in as part of the major renovation that began in 2016.
So there's 3 courses and you worked on how many of them?
So I worked as a shaper on the red course and I was a co-designer on the green course.
I hate to do this, but how does it compare to American courses or resorts?
So the royal family here love golf in America. They've spent a lot of time over there, vacationing, playing, and they wanted that kind of golf experience here in Morocco. So in the late 60s, King Hassan II went out in search of the world's best golf architect. At that time, that was Robert Trent Jones Jr. And he came over here and the rest is history.
Robert Trent Jones wasn't the only American the king imported for his passion. In the mid-1960s, the king brought Claude Harmon in to be his golf instructor. And when Claude moved his family to Morocco in 1971, his son Butch Harmon became the head pro of the Royal Golf Dar Es Salam soon after. And upon our arrival to the course, we sit down with former professional golfer Michel de Sansonnet, the site manager for the renovation, to learn more.
So already I can tell just from being inside this clubhouse for a minute that it's very unusual.
From what I know, the story, Trent Jones came back with blueprints from a clubhouse in Florida. We're talking about early 70s. So this is, I think it's the sister ship of a clubhouse in Florida. This is typical 1970, with the years and some different presidents, different committees and all. They've been adding some, I would say, some other architectural issues, but the original here, it's a pure blend 1970s.
At this course, there's an extraordinarily high level to standard to perfection.
The thing is that His Royal Highness and his father, the late King Hassan II, was a keen golfer, and this is not just golf as a little hobby. It's really a passion for golf, and they are really keen golfers. And what they're targeting is high level, yes. And you'll see by yourself. The course here is a world-class 45 holes, world-class facility.
I can't wait.
Yeah, you'll see.
What?
Tough greens. He will explain you about the greens.
It's his fault.
Yeah.
And now it was time to see just how tough the greens are, along with the man who shaped them himself.
How many times have you played this course?
You know what? I've only played this course after the renovation twice.
Really?
Yeah.
So is this kind of a weird thing to be playing it, or is it cool?
It's still special for me, yeah, absolutely. When I come back here, the tournament's happening and I don't get to play, so this is pretty neat.
All right, we're at your home course. Take it away, Ben. I'm excited. Ooh, that is sandy soil. You can hear the tee go crunch. That's nice. Already this course is way more lush than I was expecting.
There's big rivers running right through this town. I mean, we are this side of the Atlas Mountains. Okay, it's lush at this time of year, but there are times of year when it's just, everything is green and it's beautiful.
That's pretty stuff, man. The trees really make it pretty.
Set in a forest of cork, oak, and eucalyptus trees, it doesn't take long to see why this site was chosen for a king's course.
We've played a lot of golf, you know, but this is one for the comeback book. 120 meters or yards?
Meters.
Meters. Club still works though, what do you know? The greens are severely undulating, I'm seeing on my first approach. The rough is not terribly penal. You've got a lot of trees, obviously, but primarily you've got a lot of land.
You won't see that many facilities with 45 holes this level without real estate. Here there's
Right.
no real estate, it's just pure golf. You know, help yourself, just pure golf.
That's very rare. Tell me a little about how you refreshed these, or how do you say it?
Absolutely. Trent Jones came out here, he built this 45-hole facility. For one reason or another, the greens that he wanted to build on the red course didn't get built. So James Duncan was hired by His Royal Highness, the Prince of Morocco, about 3 years ago to come in and to try and put this course back to the state that Jones wanted it in. And James went to Cornell University. He went into the Trent Jones archives, where they've archived material from 300 to 400 projects that he did all around the world. And he found his original sketches for these greens. So we took the sketches and we basically interpreted them to make this challenging for the modern day professional. So these pins were all in his sketch. This is our interpretation, but this is what Mr. Jones wanted.
All right, well, let's see about this putt. I'm so excited right now.
Nice, nice.
Good putt.
Pretty true, right?
Okay, so short par 4, crazy green. Tell me about this.
It's a short hole, the guys are hitting lob wedges now, so we just brought the amplitude up a little bit.
So you came out here to basically doctor this course for the professionals.
No, this is a members course as well, so there's fun pin positions on every green, but there's also some the holy of holies, as Tom Simpson used to call it.
Tom Simpson, the guy that wrote the book 100 years ago.
Yep.
Wow. This is like, it's that fine line between like being really interesting and fun and not being wonky. You know what I mean? Like it feels playable, and like each putt you'd be like, oh, this is cool. What do I have here?
Yeah.
So you have an incredible world knowledge of golf. What is it about this place that is so a fond experience for you?
It's Moroccan people. It starts and finishes with Moroccan people.
For me, here it's history and soul. You can feel the soul.
I can't stress enough how much we travel all the time, you know this. And a lot of times I find myself feeling it's never quite meets the expectations, especially when it's something important, but I can't wait to come back.
Before leaving Morocco, we get a chance to stop by a course that's a bit more modern. Opened in 2014, the Asafid Golf Club was designed to integrate with the natural landscape as much as possible. To learn more, we're meeting with golf director Guy Maxwell and architect Hassan at the course.
This is quite a spot. What is this pink sand I'm seeing around? What is that?
That's the natural desert colour. Yeah, all these zones that you see are the natural desert terrain that it was actually built on. From a water consumption point of view, it's quite interesting as well, the fact that you have these zones between the tees and the fairways that don't need to be watered, and obviously the rough, we just let it absolutely natural, so that helps reduce the water consumption, which was Neil Cameron, the architect. You know, he did a great job.
Yeah, so you mentioned the name Neil Cameron. I haven't heard of him, looked him up. He did one golf course and we're standing on it.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, yes. Neil was a European tour player back in the 80s actually, and he was actually the director of golf in Sicily at Verdura, which is a Roccaforte resort, and he had a close connection with one of the original shareholders, and that was basically the contact. Just come and have a look. We're planning to have a hotel golf course resort. Can you come and have a look? And he ended up designing it. So it was but I think his experience of playing golf around the world and whatnot, and he's got a very good eye. He did a terrific job.
These are beautiful tee boxes. Yeah. Nice crossed mowing pattern, and I mean that's
Yes, this is our little sort of signature hole, par 3. This is actually the 17th hole. As you can see, it's quite an elevation. I don't know if it reminds you a little bit of the 12th at Augusta. The only thing different is we've got what they call the Shaba here instead of a lake in front of the green.
The players have a lot of fun. I mean, you can judge easily the distance you will have because there's a lot of depressions, and it's a little bit windy comparing to other courses in Marrakesh because of the site. So it's more interesting.
But with a flight to catch, I won't get a chance to play Asufid today, giving me yet another reason to return to the wonderful country of Morocco in the very near future.